Sup, nerds? I'm Aaron.
I'm Tom.
We're taking a look at Raids by Yellow Games.
Raids. Vikings and... Raids is a rondel game. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Where, it's a circle, and you can move as far along the circle as you want. But, you just don't want to miss all the stuff in between. Like, you can go real slowly, but it's not necessarily efficient because somebody else can go faster than you. But one big part of this is you move your ship to a tile that you want. You don't get that tile until the start of the next turn. So other people can come up and fight you forward or try and push you off that tile.
Yeah. So it kind of gives that King of Tokyo feel, or you're trying to hold this one position long enough that everybody, forfeits it to you in a way. So like Tom said, you go to a spot, you pick it, you want that item, but you have to wait. And either people have to come up to you and fight you and raid you, or they have to pass by and you successfully raid that village and take that booty, that bounty, whatever. Yeah. What do Vikings call it? What do Vikings call it? Pirates call it booty.
Pillage, plunder, spoils of war, maybe? I don't know.
Something like that. Every tile out there has a unique way of kind of playing as well. There's some, like these big stones that you pick up. They're actually, they're worth more and more points. They just kind of go off to the side of your ship. You actually don't have to carry them around with you, but you have to collect a lot of them to make them worth your time in actually collecting them. And then there's like the pigs and the sheep and all them. They're worth a lot of points, but they take up a slot, which is 2 less Vikings that you can carry now, and you have to actually land at a port where you can sell them. So you kind of are taking a gamble there at actually, getting them and not, missing out on a port, because a port could disappear when, the start of your turn. If the next person is farther ahead, then there's a port in between you guys. It might get deleted. You might get to sell it.
Yeah, because the stuff in between you and the furthest the
next player.
The next player goes away. So there's also that not just I'm skipping over all this stuff. It could go away, so to speak.
It's a little bit of like pressure luck in a way, but it's like group pressure luck. It's really weird. It's an interesting dynamic of, okay, I want to get this thing, so I'm going to go there. And if he comes and fights me for it, I now have to move because I don't want to fight possibly.
Or
so I move forward.
Lose the fight.
Yeah. So then I move forward, and depending how far forward I move, I kind of am taking away the possibility of other people getting those items, especially if that person's the furthest back. So if I move 3 ahead, now if the last person is way back there and I've passed 3 tiles, those tiles are just gone. Yeah. And it's an interesting way to he's going to keep fighting me for it, so I'm just going to... None of us can have it. How about that?
Yeah, I'm going to burn it. But I do really like how the variety of all the tiles. Because some of them, fit onto your ship, and you're upgrading your ship, so those are kind of limited. Well, I think you can always get rid of one and replace it, but you're limited to the amount that you're going to have at any one time. And then some of them are just more set collection, and the monsters you have to fight them. Some of them just give you stuff when you pass them. There's a lot of variety in there, and I always like that in a game where the options are all available for everybody, for more or less available for everybody to take. I really don't like it when there's one really, really obvious, this is the best one. Unless it's really obvious for you, because if you have all the stones, that last stone is more valuable for you than it is for everybody else.
Yeah. The most valuable thing in this game are your Viking warriors, because that's what you use to fight back with people. And it's a very interesting way of battling. So if I want to initiate a battle, I spend 1 warrior to fight you. You have to ante up 1 plus another 1. So he's doing 2. So now I'm like, okay, I have to ante up 3 and then 4. So it gets out of hand really quickly, and you're just you got to bring a lot of people. So you need to stop at all the places to get them and not take away spaces that could carry them. Because some of these things, like if you pick up pigs, that's a whole slot that where 2 Vikings could have fit, that you're putting pigs there instead. So you're going to lose some battles because you're not going to be able to carry enough Vikings, but you could possibly be getting 5 points, which is quite a bit of points.
If you can sell those pigs. There are other ones that are just straight up points on them, but they're not going to be as good as the goods. And then there's these flags that give you points at the end of the game.
For each Viking warrior.
I thought it was coming off. I felt it touch me.
So this game has really awesome components. Like these little Viking warriors are super cool. It's like a composite wood, and I don't know, it's interesting. Like
It's like glazed though.
Yeah,
they're
it's
really smooth and really nice.
they're really nice. They're really detailed engraving for for a meeple, and then the coins are nice and there's a good heft to them. The small ones are kind of small, but they're only one. They have really cool Celtic engraving. But there's exactly enough coins to play the game and like land at all the spots. So if you lose coins, you're kind of out of luck there. Like there's 6 coins, which you only get from getting first place, and there's 4 rounds, so that's 1 for each round. They're all going to be given out.
Well, there's also, I did want to talk about that. I do like the variety in these tiles because the first one is always the first one to get to the tile gets a thing, and it's 6, 3, and 1 points. But for the first tile that you always have of the game, it's just straight up points. It's just straight up points for getting there first. For the other ones, it's the person who gets there who has the most goods or the most sales on there, or has killed the most monsters. So it's different, and it's whoever gets there first just breaks the tie. Yep. So I do, I guess, I don't even know if I'd say like an intro game. Like you could, in theory, just play with that tile every single time, and it's just the first one to get there. But I do like that, again, there's just a lot of variety here. All the different types of tiles. Well, with the exception of there's exactly, for each age of the game, there's 4 different rounds, 4 ages, or whatever you call it. There is exactly the amount of tiles you need. So each age isn't going to vary from another age. But I guess that's good because things like the set collection, like you wouldn't want age 4, you shuffle the tiles and you put them out there and there's no market. So you can't sell your pegs, or your goods, whatever, So I guess it kind of has to do that, but then the order is different. So there is still there's
variety.
There's still variety in that, and there's still a lot of different avenues you can take.
Yeah, and with that, randomization, it could end up where there's a bunch of monsters at the beginning, and you end up like killing off a bunch of your Vikings, getting by those monsters, and then you get to the stuff that you actually want to win, and you're like, okay, I'm going to plop down here, and then battles can be easily fought against you because somebody can pull up, be like, I'm just going to spend one little Viking warrior, and you're like, well, crap, I have to move along. So it kind of can feel bullied in this game a little bit. I know that was one of Tom's complaints. It's like, ugh. You guys keep bullying me. But then also the tides would turn, and he would have a bunch of guys because I spent all my guys fighting him, and he could do the same thing back. So if you feel bullied in games sometimes, this game can definitely kick you in that spot.
So I will agree with you that this game can be really mean and really bullying, and especially it feels that way when you're in front. And really, when you go first, the very first person to ship off in the very first round, you get like a first player detriment. You have fewer Vikings than the other people. I almost feel like maybe that should be the other way around. Because you're going first, you're the biggest target, so you should have more because there's more people coming behind you, and every player can challenge you and force you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think the best thing to do in that situation was to kind of just go to the first tile and know that you might get pushed off of it. Unless it's the one you really wanted, it might kind of suck. But have a second or third tile that you would rather have, and you're just gonna have to keep moving along. Let people, waste their time, spending Vikings on you, and don't fight back until you're ready to fight back, until you really want a tile. And that's kind of how this, if you're farther ahead, you're in Tokyo, like I said earlier, you have to hold that spot. It is a little harder, and yeah, it does feel a little bullying, but I guess that's just Vikings are mean to each other.
The only other thing I didn't really like is I don't think I just like the battle system that much. I guess I get that it's a big part of the game. It's built into the value of the Vikings, right? Because they're not just fodder, they're how you fight. I just didn't really I just don't love it's like bidding. It's like, the type of bidding that I don't really like. It's like 1, okay, 2, 3, okay, I'll do 4. And I get that. It's just not my favorite.
You know who's going to win the battle when you have a certain amount. It's very...
deterministic. Yeah.
So it can be very deterministic if I have tons of Vikings and you have none, I can just win whatever battle I want. It is nice that there are 3 spots along the board where you're guaranteed to pick up a Viking along the way. You're going to have some fighting power. There are a couple spots where you can pick up extra ones if you're the first person there.
Well, but even that, when you said that deterministic fight of I just have more than you, there's still some choices there of I'm gonna lose, but I'm gonna take as many of your guys with me as I
you can do
want,
that too.
or I'm gonna lose, so I want to leave this battle with as many dudes as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Why waste all my dudes when I don't have to, versus making you lose your dudes? You know.
Yeah.
So again, it's something. It's I get it. It's just not my favorite. I don't love it. Overall, I did really like Raids. I thought it is a really fun game, but it is a very mean game. Mm-hmm. It is a game that I feel like not everybody is going to love because of how cutthroat and mean it is. And how you can feel like everybody's ganging up on you if you're in the front. But like you said, the tides can turn, but that instance of you feeling like just right now people are beating up on you, even if you're going to get your even if you're going to get your revenge later, it still doesn't feel so great.
Sounds like a Muppet. A comeuppance.
Comeuppance.
It is very take thatty, very like just down to the rumps. I don't know.
Down in the rumps.
Down at the.
You know, you're like, hey, where's Grandma? She's down in the rumps.
But I think it is really interesting how you upgrade your ships,
Mm-hmm.
and you can choose to put things on there that are really high value, but then they take away slots. You only have 5 slots on your ship, so a maximum of 10 Vikings. A lot of the things you put on your ship take away some of your Vikings. Some of the upgrades, they upgrade your ship, but also leave the 2 spots for your Vikings to stand, so you don't lose anything, but they're not the most valuable.
A lot of good choices, a lot of fun, but very cutthroat. So almost like buyer beware. Again, I don't want to sound like I'm harking on it because I did enjoy the game, but I do understand that it's not going to be for everybody. But one other thing that I was just thinking about that I do really like is the insert is really good. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's all white. I don't know if you can see, but like all of these, yeah, maybe we'll throw a picture up there. But all of these like stack in there perfectly, like right up. The long ships fit here perfectly.
And since there's no cards, it's perfect.
Yeah, because we don't have the sleeve card to boggle. Yeah. And actually, we had baggies, but I don't even think you really need them. I think everything fits in here and doesn't jostle. Because the board sits in, like it really holds everything in here and doesn't jostle around. So this is probably like A+ on inserts for me. One of the best inserts I've ever seen.
So if this sounds like a game that'll fit well with your game group, we'll have a link in the description box down below where you can pick it up and try it out. It's a lot of fun.
And while you're down there, you should subscribe to our channel so you will never, here we go, be bored. Boom.
So it kind of gives that king of the... kind of gives like a king of...
Tokyo?
I was going to say king of the hill, but and king of Tokyo, yeah. The shot the whole time.
Hell yeah. Party boys with the party and the boys. Beer. You ever seen any American movie about college parties? These are in them.
Hashtag not sponsor.